Baby. This is too personal, don't open unless you're alone. My beloved soul, before you go any further, take a deep breath. This message is not loud. It is not rushed. It is gentle, quiet, and meant only for you. This is the kind of message that reaches you when the world is silent and your heart is finally honest with itself. If you are here, it is not an accident. You were guided to this moment because something inside you was ready to listen. Baby, this is too personal. Not because it is secret, but because it speaks to the parts of you that you hide from everyone else. The part that smiles in public but feels tired inside. The part that loves deeply but pretends to be strong. The part that keeps going even when no one claps. That part of you is seen here. My beloved soul, you have been carrying emotions you never explained. You kept saying you are fine, even when you were not. You told yourself to be patient, to be mature, to be understanding. But your heart wanted to speak. Your heart wanted to be held, not fixed. It wanted reassurance, not advice. Listen carefully now. Don't skip. Because this message unfolds slowly, and every word is placed here for a reason. There are things happening behind the scenes that you do not see yet. Conversations that mention your name. Thoughts about you that appear late at night. Feelings that were pushed away but never disappeared. Someone has been thinking of you in silence, replaying moments, rereading old messages in their mind, wondering if you ever felt the same depth they did. My beloved soul, this is not about obsession. This is about connection. A quiet, emotional bond that never fully broke, even when distance, silence, or pride tried to cut it. You may feel it as sudden emotions, random memories, or a heaviness in your chest without reason. That is not weakness. That is resonance. Stay till the end, because what is coming next changes how you see everything you went through. You often ask yourself why things happened the way they did. Why timing was wrong. Why words were left unsaid. Why love felt so close and yet so far. But understand this gently. Not everything that pauses is denied. Some things are delayed so they can return differently, more honestly, more clearly. My beloved soul, you are not forgotten. You are not replaced. You are not invisible. Even if no one says it out loud, your presence left a mark. Your kindness, your patience, your way of caring without conditions, it changed something in another heart. And once a heart is changed, it never fully goes back. This message is too personal because it speaks directly to your emotional truth. You are tired of being strong. Tired of pretending you do not care. Tired of loving quietly. And yet, you still hope. You still believe. You still choose softness in a world that taught you to harden. That is your power. My beloved soul, there is a shift happening. Slowly, gently, but surely. The confusion you felt is clearing. The heaviness is lifting. You will soon understand why you had to wait, why you had to grow, why you had to heal before receiving what your heart truly deserves. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just a message. Not just a moment. But clarity. Emotional honesty. And a connection that no longer hides in silence. You may notice signs. A sudden urge to check your phone. A dream that feels real. A memory that brings warmth instead of pain. These are not coincidences. They are signals that alignment is happening. My beloved soul, do not doubt your worth. You were never too much. You were simply giving love to someone who did not know how to hold it at that time. That does not make your love wrong. It makes it real. This is your reminder to stay open, but not desperate. To stay kind, but not self-sacrificing. To stay hopeful, but grounded. You are stepping into a phase where you will no longer beg to be understood. You will be met with clarity. This message found you because you were ready to hear it. And this is only the beginning. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My beloved soul, now that you are here, I need you to slow down even more. This part is deeper. This part speaks to the emotions you rarely admit, even to yourself. You may feel something shifting as you listen. That is normal. That is your heart recognizing truth. Before we go further, remember this clearly. Don't skip. Every sentence here is connected. If you rush, you will miss what was meant only for you. My beloved soul, there were moments when you questioned your own value. You wondered if you were easy to forget. You asked yourself why people come close to you, feel your warmth, and then step back in confusion. What you never realized is that your depth intimidates those who have not healed themselves. You love with sincerity. When you care fully. You listen. You notice small changes. You remember details others ignore. That kind of love is rare. And rare things are not handled carelessly by everyone. Some people touch gold and panic because they only know how to hold stones. Stay till the end, because what I am about to say may answer a question you have carried for a long time. There is someone who still remembers the way you made them feel safe without asking anything in return. They remember your voice, your patience, your silence when words failed them. They remember how you stood by them even when they were unsure of themselves. They may not say it, but your absence created a space they could not fill. My beloved soul, you were not wrong for loving deeply. You were simply ahead of the emotional level of the situation. And that is why it hurt. When one heart is ready and the other is still learning, separation feels unfair. But growth often begins with distance. You might feel like you have been waiting too long. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for honesty. Waiting for someone to choose you without fear. But listen closely. Waiting does not mean wasted time. During this pause, you have been becoming stronger, wiser, and more aware of your own needs. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not just about another person. It is about peace. It is about knowing that you no longer have to chase emotional validation. What is meant for you will recognize your worth without being convinced. My beloved soul, there will be a moment soon when something clicks inside you. A calm realization. You will stop blaming yourself for things that were never yours to fix. You will stop replaying conversations, wondering what you could have done differently. You did enough. You were enough. Someone from your past may feel this shift too. When you detach emotionally, when you stop reaching energetically, they notice the silence. Not the angry silence, but the peaceful one. And that silence speaks louder than words ever could. Do not confuse this message with a promise of return or regret. This is about balance. This is about you standing in your truth. If someone returns, it will be with clarity. If they do not, you will still be whole. My beloved soul, protect your heart, but do not close it. You were not made to become cold. You were made to love wisely. There is a difference. Loving wisely means choosing people who choose you back. It means listening to actions, not just words. You are entering a phase where you will feel lighter. The emotional weight you carried for others will slowly lift. You will sleep better. Breathe deeper. Smile without forcing it. This is not loss. This is release. Don't skip, because the next realization is important. You do not need to prove your importance to anyone. The right connection will never make you feel anxious about your place. You will not feel confused. You will feel secure, seen, and respected. My beloved soul, trust this process. Even when it feels slow. Even when answers are delayed. What is unfolding now is aligning you with what truly matches your heart. Stay present. Stay open. Stay gentle with yourself. And remember, something huge is waiting for you. My beloved soul, this part is where honesty meets healing. What you are feeling right now is not random. The calm, the heaviness, the sudden memories, all of it is connected to a truth you are slowly accepting. And I need you to listen with your heart, not just your ears. Don't skip. Because what is being revealed now is something you have felt for a long time but never had words for. My beloved soul, you have outgrown certain versions of yourself. The version that tolerated silence. The version that waited for effort. The version that made excuses for emotional absence. You stayed because you believed in potential. You hoped patience would turn into commitment. But deep inside, your soul knew something was missing. You were not asking for too much. You were asking the wrong person. Stay till the end, because this realization frees you. There were nights when you questioned your intuition. You felt something was off, yet you chose understanding over instinct. You told yourself love requires sacrifice. But love is not supposed to make you doubt your worth. Love does not ask you to shrink so someone else can stay comfortable. My beloved soul, the pain you felt was not punishment. It was information. It was teaching you discernment. Teaching you how to recognize emotional availability. Teaching you that consistency matters more than promises. You may still feel emotionally tied to someone who once meant everything. That does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. Detachment does not happen overnight. It happens in layers. Each time you choose yourself, a layer falls away. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with clarity. There is a moment coming where you will look back and feel gratitude instead of hurt. You will understand why it could not work in that phase. Why silence was necessary. Why distance became protection. That understanding will not make you cold. It will make you wise. My beloved soul, you are stepping into emotional maturity. This is where you stop romanticizing potential and start valuing effort. Where you stop explaining your needs and start observing how people respond to them. Where you stop chasing and allow alignment. Someone who truly values you will not confuse you. They will not make you guess. They will not disappear and reappear. Their presence will feel stable, calm, safe. And that is how you will know. Don't skip, because this part matters deeply. You may soon notice that your reactions are changing. Things that once triggered anxiety no longer have power over you. You no longer feel the urge to prove yourself. You no longer overthink every silence. This is not because you stopped caring. It is because you started respecting yourself. My beloved soul, self-respect is quiet. It does not announce itself. It simply walks away from what no longer feels right. And when you do this, the universe adjusts accordingly. There may be communication coming your way. Or there may not. Either way, you will be okay. That is the shift. You are no longer dependent on an outcome for peace. You are grounded within yourself. Stay till the end, because what comes next is reassurance. You are not behind in life. You are not late. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what aligns with your growth. Timing is not about speed. It is about readiness. My beloved soul, trust the silence you walked through. Trust the lessons that hurt. Trust the version of you that survived emotional confusion and still chose softness. That is strength. Very soon, you will feel excitement again. Not anxious excitement, but calm anticipation. You will feel open without fear. Curious without attachment. And when love approaches again, it will feel different. It will feel mutual. Something huge is waiting for you. Not because you chased it, but because you became ready for it. Stay present. Stay honest with yourself. And most importantly, stay true to your heart. My beloved soul, this part is softer, but it is powerful. It speaks to the quiet changes happening inside you that no one else can see. Even you may not fully notice them yet, but they are real. And they are leading you somewhere important. Don't skip. Because what you are about to hear will help you understand why your heart feels different lately. My beloved soul, have you noticed that you no longer beg for attention the way you used to? You no longer wait endlessly for replies. You no longer explain yourself again and again just to be understood. This is not because you stopped caring. It is because you learned your worth. There was a time when you thought love meant holding on tightly. You believed that if you let go, everything would disappear. But now you are learning that real connection does not run away when you loosen your grip. What stays without force is what belongs. Stay till the end, because this part brings peace. You have been healing in silence. Smiling while letting go internally. Choosing rest instead of overthinking. Choosing calm instead of chaos. That is growth. And growth often feels lonely before it feels freeing. My beloved soul, someone may sense this change in you. They may feel you pulling your energy back. Not in anger, but in self-respect. When you stop feeding confusion, confusion starves. When you stop chasing, clarity begins. You are no longer available for mixed signals. You are no longer comfortable with half-effort. And this shift may surprise people who were used to your emotional availability. But remember this clearly. You are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. Something huge is waiting for you, and boundaries are the doorway. There is a new version of you emerging. One who listens to intuition. One who pauses before reacting. One who chooses peace even when ego wants to speak. This version does not need to announce strength. It simply lives it. My beloved soul, you may feel moments of sadness without knowing why. That is release. Old attachments leaving the body. Old hopes dissolving gently. Do not judge these moments. Let them pass through you. Healing is not loud. It is quiet and honest. Don't skip, because this next truth is important. You were never meant to carry emotional weight alone. The reason things felt heavy before is because you were overgiving. You were pouring into spaces that could not hold you. Now you are learning balance. Giving where there is receiving. Loving where there is effort. You might feel a sense of anticipation lately. As if something is aligning. As if a chapter is closing but the next one is not fully visible yet. That space is sacred. Do not rush it. That pause is preparing you. My beloved soul, trust that you are being guided away from what drains you and toward what nourishes you. Even if it does not make sense yet. Even if it feels uncomfortable. Growth often asks you to walk without full clarity. Stay till the end, because reassurance is coming. You are not losing anything meant for you. What leaves now is making space. What stays will feel lighter. What arrives will feel aligned. You will not need to chase it. You will recognize it by the peace it brings. Someone new, or a renewed version of a connection, will meet you at this higher level. Not with confusion. Not with silence. But with presence. With consistency. With emotional honesty. My beloved soul, do not look back with regret. Look back with understanding. You loved with the heart you had then. Now you love with wisdom. Both are beautiful. You are becoming selective, not closed. Gentle, not weak. Hopeful, not naive. And this balance is powerful. Something huge is waiting for you. And it is closer than you think. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Stay true to who you are becoming. This journey is unfolding exactly as it should. My beloved soul, this part is about trust. Not the kind of trust you place in others, but the trust you are learning to place in yourself. This is where everything begins to feel real again. Don't skip. Because this message speaks to the moment you are standing in right now. My beloved soul, you have been doubting your decisions lately. Wondering if you were too quick to step back, or too slow to let go. But hear this clearly. Every step you took was guided by your need for peace. And peace is never the wrong choice. There was a time when you ignored your inner voice because you feared being alone. You stayed connected to situations that drained you emotionally. You told yourself love requires endurance. But love is not meant to feel like survival. Stay till the end, because this understanding changes everything. You are now learning to listen to that quiet voice inside you. The one that speaks calmly, not urgently. The one that does not rush you, but gently nudges you forward. That voice has always known what was right for you. My beloved soul, trusting yourself may feel unfamiliar at first. Especially if you were taught to prioritize others' needs over your own. But self-trust is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from an empty heart. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with confidence. You may notice that you are less reactive now. Things that once hurt deeply no longer shake you the same way. You respond instead of reacting. You pause instead of chasing. This is emotional strength. Someone from your past may feel confused by this new energy. They were used to access. Used to reassurance. Used to you staying. But growth changes dynamics. And not everyone is meant to follow you into your next chapter. Don't skip, because this truth brings freedom. You are allowed to choose yourself without guilt. You are allowed to walk away without explaining your pain. You are allowed to protect your heart. Love does not demand self-abandonment. My beloved soul, you are stepping into a phase where you will attract differently. Not through effort, but through alignment. People who meet you now will sense your boundaries. They will respect your space. They will value your presence. You may feel moments of loneliness, but they will be softer than before. Because now, you know your own company. You are no longer afraid of silence. Silence has become a place of rest. Stay till the end, because reassurance is here. What you are releasing is not love. It is attachment. Love will return in a healthier form. One that does not confuse you. One that does not make you question your worth. One that feels steady. My beloved soul, the universe responds when you choose yourself. Doors begin to open quietly. Opportunities appear naturally. Connections form without force. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. You do not need to rush. You do not need to prove anything. You are exactly where you need to be. Something huge is waiting for you. And you are finally ready to receive it. Trust yourself. Trust the process. And keep moving forward with grace. My beloved soul, this part is about arrival. Not a loud arrival, not something dramatic, but a quiet moment where you finally feel at home within yourself. This is the stage many people reach only after they stop fighting their own journey. Don't skip. Because this is where everything you endured begins to make sense. My beloved soul, you have crossed a line you cannot go back from. You are no longer the version of you who waits in uncertainty. You are no longer willing to accept emotional confusion as normal. And this is not loss. This is clarity. There was a time when you searched for reassurance outside yourself. You wanted signs, messages, explanations. But now, you are learning that the deepest assurance comes from inner peace. When something is right, it does not make you anxious. It settles you. Stay till the end, because this is important. You may notice that your standards feel higher now. Not because you became demanding, but because you became aware. Aware of what drains you. Aware of what uplifts you. Aware of what love should feel like. My beloved soul, you are no longer afraid of endings. You understand that endings are not failures. They are redirections. Every ending you experienced shaped you into someone more grounded, more self-aware, more aligned. Something huge is waiting for you, and it meets you at this level. You might sense a new energy approaching your life. It may come as a person, an opportunity, or a fresh sense of purpose. It will not rush you. It will not confuse you. It will feel natural, like a continuation, not a struggle. Don't skip, because this next truth seals it. You were never meant to beg for clarity. The right connection will speak in actions. The right path will feel steady. The right season will not require you to abandon yourself. My beloved soul, you are becoming emotionally sovereign. You choose, not because you fear loss, but because you value peace. This is strength. Quiet strength. There will be moments when the past tries to knock again. Memories may surface. Feelings may stir. But they will no longer control you. You will observe them, honor them, and let them pass. Stay till the end, because reassurance matters. You are not alone on this path. Even in silence, you are supported. Even in uncertainty, you are guided. Everything that unfolded was preparing you for stability, not chaos. My beloved soul, trust how far you have come. Trust the wisdom you earned through experience. Trust that you are worthy of love that feels safe. You are no longer waiting. You are aligning. You are arriving. Something huge is waiting for you. And now, you are ready to meet it. Stay grounded. Stay open. And keep honoring the truth of who you are. My beloved soul, this part is about recognition. The moment you finally see yourself clearly, without judgment, without regret, without the weight of old expectations. This is where self-respect becomes natural, not forced. Don't skip. Because this message connects directly to what you have been feeling these past days. My beloved soul, you are no longer confused about who you are. You may still have questions about where life is going, but you are sure about one thing now. You deserve peace. You deserve honesty. You deserve consistency. And once this truth settles in your heart, everything else begins to shift. There was a time when you adjusted yourself to fit into someone else's comfort. You stayed quiet to avoid conflict. You accepted less to keep connection. But that version of you has slowly faded. Not because you became cold, but because you became aware. Stay till the end, because this awareness is your turning point. You are starting to recognize patterns. You see who shows up only when it suits them. You see who disappears when depth is required. And instead of feeling hurt by this realization, you feel calm. That calm is strength. My beloved soul, detachment does not mean you stop loving. It means you stop bleeding for love. It means you stop pouring into empty spaces. You now understand that love should feel mutual, not draining. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to this new energy. You might feel moments where you miss the past. Not the pain, but the familiarity. That is normal. Familiarity feels safe, even when it hurts. But growth asks you to choose what is healthy over what is known. Don't skip, because this next truth matters deeply. You are no longer meant to chase closure. Closure happens when you accept that not everyone can meet you at your level. And that is not your failure. It is simply alignment doing its work. My beloved soul, you are becoming selective with your time, your energy, your emotions. This may feel strange at first. You may worry that you are becoming distant. But what you are actually becoming is intentional. There is peace in choosing yourself. There is relief in no longer over-explaining. There is power in silence that comes from self-respect, not resentment. Stay till the end, because reassurance is here. You are not missing out by letting go of what no longer feels right. You are making room. Room for honesty. Room for warmth. Room for a connection that does not confuse you. Someone, somewhere, is aligning with this version of you. They will not need you to prove your worth. They will not make you doubt their intentions. Their presence will feel easy, not heavy. My beloved soul, this is not a promise rooted in fantasy. This is alignment rooted in growth. When you change internally, life responds externally. You may notice that your days feel lighter. Even when nothing special happens. Even when things are quiet. That lightness is a sign that you are no longer carrying emotional weight that was never yours. Don't skip, because this seals it. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to choose peace over attachment. You are allowed to rewrite your expectations of love. Growth does not require permission. My beloved soul, trust this phase. Even if it feels slow. Even if answers are still unfolding. You are no longer lost. You are grounded. Something huge is waiting for you. Not because you searched for it, but because you finally stopped settling. Stay patient. Stay honest. And stay connected to your inner truth. This journey is honoring you now.